I am Neil Larthos. I am the next Abdullah. You are the next Neville Goddard. Your SP gets wet every single time they think of you. And your bank account makes Jeff Bezos look homeless. 3D circumstances don't mean shit when you enter the 5D. Okay? Yeah, you heard that right. I created a different dimension, and that dimension is almost like dementia, okay? Where you fucking forget about everything that you learned your whole entire life about life and what the world and reality. When you realize that everything is just an old reflection, old news, spoiled milk, last month's fucking prescription to your newsletter, whatever analogy you want to use, the lack thereof in your love life, in your career, in your financial situation, all of that is a reflection of a thought you might have had on your way to work one day when you thought, you know, money is just so fucking out of reach right now. Money's so hard to come by. Or you're fucking out in public and you see a really hot chick. I mean, her ass, I mean, that shit looks like a gigantic fucking coin slot, right? Inflated. Okay? And you're just like, holy shit. She's probably not even gonna fucking look my way because I'm too fucking short, right? That fucking thought is all that it takes for you to not be able to manifest the SP of your dreams. That's all it takes. Because no, not every single thought that you have will manifest. No, if you go down a dark alley and you tell yourself, what if I get fucking stabbed? Doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get stabbed. But the consistent thoughts, especially the ones that you believe the most, right? Those are the ones that are going to manifest. And if you are out there in the grocery store and you see the hot girl and you tell yourself, man, I wish I could get a girl like that. What are you saying in that sentence? If you have to wish that you could get a girl like that or a guy like that, then that means you usually don't fucking get people of that caliber. So therefore, when you come to me and you start saying, you know, I want to manifest my SP, but yet you still hold on tight to that assumption, that is the one that rings more bells in your subconscious more than when you tell yourself that all my SPs carry 5 pairs of panties to work every day because they cannot stop fucking masturbating to me. It rings way more than when you tell yourself that my SP has a life-size poster of me written on their wall that they pray and bow down to every single night. You can say robotic affirmations 50 million times a fucking hour, okay? But if you are still clinging onto an assumption that is against that desire, I mean, you might as well be fucking talking to the damn wall, okay? Look, what do I mean by entering the 5D? By realizing that no matter how fucked up your situation is, no matter if it's an ex that you're trying to manifest and she blocked you on all platforms, or maybe it's the fact that the SP has a third party. They're fucking married. Let me ask you a little question, right? When God wants to fucking throw thunder strikes, do you think he cares that you're having a fucking quinceañera? You might tell everybody, you know, we were thinking of doing it indoors, but we decided to have the bouncy house outside. Do you think God gives a fuck? If he plans on doing thunder strikes, he's going to fucking do the thunder strikes. That's the way you have to enter into the 5D. Entering the 5D, my version is no matter if your SP is married, no matter if it's the hot girl at the gym, but she never even fucking looks at you. And she only looks at the taller guys, but yet for you, she treats you like you don't exist. It doesn't matter how fucked up your circumstances are. Entering the 5D is when you laugh at the face of these circumstances and you act as God. You want to talk about acting as if? You act like God because you are God. No, that doesn't mean you fucking created Adam and Eve. But when I say you're God, what I mean is everything that you see with your eyes, everything that you feel and touch, that's not you. You're not the mind, you are not the body. So if you are nothing but an observer of the mind and the body, that means that you're stillness. And what does it say in the scriptures? Be still and know that I am God. Why is it telling you to be still? Because your stillness is the only thing that has never changed since the beginning. The awareness of what has been going on since you came out of the fucking womb and they cut the umbilical cord off your mother, all the way up to now where you are complaining because you don't have SP, right? Because they just posted another fucking status update that they are in the relationship of their dreams and it's not with you, right? That is simply what you are seeing with your eyes, okay? But if I'm telling you that you are not your eyes, if you are not what you see with your eyes, then that means that reality is not the status update with your SP posting nonstop that they went to fucking Colombia with their new boyfriend or their new girlfriend, right? Reality is whatever you choose to be. If you identify with this character, with this body that you've been looking at every single morning in the mirror when you're brushing your teeth, then that is what you will continue to manifest. That's why you hear people say, oh, well, all guys are the same. All they do is cheat on me. I want a good man, but all of them are they're just good for nothing, right? That's because you saw that once with your first boyfriend, and then next thing you know, because you identified with what you saw with your eyes rather than what you could have identified with, which is what you could have seen right up here in your imagination, regardless of what would have happened with that first boyfriend, you could have told yourself, no, I am a fucking bad bitch. All these men would die to fucking have me. They get fucking rock hard the moment I step in the damn room. They would never cheat on me. They beg for me not to cheat on them, but they would still come back to me even if I cheated on them 100 times in the same year. Okay? That is the way that you need to live life, where even if your boyfriend actually treats you like shit and actually doesn't see you as a bad bitch, or even if your girlfriend does not see you as that alpha, does not see you as that masculine guy. No, you keep telling yourself, even in the midst of her making fun of you in front of all her friends, which, by the way, I don't know why the fuck you would want to be in a relationship with that girl to begin with. And that's another video for another time. But as an extreme, very crazy, fucked up example, even if you are in a situation where it's that bad and you have an SP, whether it's your current relationship or whether it's an SP that you're trying to manifest, even if they are making fun of you, okay, in front of everybody, and they're like, this guy's so weak, he's a little bitch, he's a pussy, he doesn't stand up for himself, okay? You have to be willing to, in the face of that, go from what you see out here in the 3D to go to the 5D. And the reason why I say the 5D is because there are some fucking circumstances that just are too hard to fucking remember the law. Okay? It's one thing to, when you are trying to manifest maybe an increase in muscle weight, in muscle mass, or maybe even a raise at work, right? You could ask your boss for a raise and they might say, yeah, get the fuck out of my office. But in your mind, you could tell yourself, no, he just told me that I am the best worker of the company. I am the Lionel Messi of this industry, right? That could be easy. But what if you got fired, your wife just divorced you because now you have no money and now you're homeless? It's sometimes not enough to just say, well, okay, I'm just going to do this technique that Neville Goddard taught me. I'm going to do this technique that Neil Lartos taught me. No. You need to take it a step further. When you enter the 5D, that means that you have been so fucking aware of how this game of life works that even in the worst fucking situations, you can still be okay with what happens right here. That's why the scriptures are so key in understanding how life works, because it's not something that can be explained as simple as a math teacher explains multiplication, or the way that a history teacher can explain the fucking Alamo. Yeah, Mexicans and Texans fought. It's like, okay, that makes sense because they had dispute over land. Okay, great. But when I'm telling you that even if a fucking serial killer is about to chop your head off, but you can go in your 4D and see yourself in paradise, just like the thief on the cross, nailed in excruciating pain next to Jesus, he's like, remember me when you enter the kingdom. Even while all the Romans were making fun of Jesus and telling him in front of this thief on the cross, if you were really the Son of God, come down here and prove it to us all. Get off that cross. You think Jesus couldn't have done that? Of course he could. But it was those who believed in the truth, which was not what we were seeing out here, which was not what the Romans, which represent the people, everybody who thinks that life is follow the red pill, do whatever this masculine coach teaches you, and get the white picket fence and work your ass off and not aspire to be something better. Everything that society tells you, those are the Romans. That is the devil. That is being of the world. Like the scriptures say, don't be of the world. You enter the 5D by becoming so in love with the 4D and almost hating the 3D. This is probably the one video that I speak the most about Scripture. That's why it says in 1 John, those who love the world and have the love of the world are not of the Father. What does it mean to love the world? It means that you want everything right now in the 3D. You go to the gym and you see your crush, and you don't want to wait the 2 months in the 3D that it could take for it to reflect. You don't want to go in your imagination, because your imagination is not enough. God is not enough. Remember, in the Bible, God represents your imagination. Right? The unseen. Faith in the unseen. It's not enough for you just to fucking make out with her in your mind, motorboat her titties in your imagination. You have to do it right here, right now, you horny fucking bastard. But you see, I don't want to sound so much like Eric from The Power of I Am, but I'm going to give credit where credit is due. He says it best, guys. When we have been manifesting negative things our whole entire life, okay? Ladies, whenever you fucking say, oh my gosh, I'm so fat, right? And yet you weigh 115, right? How many times do you fucking start seeing all over the internet and all over social media girls who have a slimmer waist than you, right? It's not that all the women look better than you. It's not that all the women are slimmer than you and you are the fattest bad bitch on the planet. No. What it means is that you only became aware of what you kept telling yourself to be aware of when you told yourself, oh, I'm so fat, even though you're you're a damn toothpick. All you eat is banana and ice. Okay? You will get reflected back to you and only become aware in your 3D of that which you constantly keep saturating your mind with. Okay? Which is why it's so important to just make it easy on yourself, and instead of only looking for the positive like a lot of these life coaches and Tony Robbinses and fucking, all these motherfuckers tell you that you just got to think positive and raise your vibration and do shadow work and, be a butterfly. Woo. No. Okay? You are all possibilities right now. Okay? One of the easiest ways to use the 4D in your favor, guys and gals, Because a lot of you guys, I keep using the SP example because that's 99% of what you guys are trying to manifest. Ask yourself, what would the version of me be experiencing right now in this moment? It doesn't necessarily have to be like if you're at the fucking 7-Eleven, do you have to ask yourself, well, what would the version who has SP feel when he's at the 7-Eleven? No, I mean, you probably, if you're with SP, you're probably not going to fucking be taking it to the 7-Eleven, right? You don't have to go that deep, but just, you can be at the 7-Eleven, but be on the fucking honeymoon, on the beach, in Cancun with your SP, and you guys are saluting shot glasses together, okay? That's the way you have to be, okay? That's why I love the movie A Christmas Story, and I guess it's going to be fucking Christmas every single day on this channel, okay? Right? Christmas. Christ is the consciousness, the awareness, our consciousness, right? In A Christmas Story, Ralphie is over there, you know, daydreaming about the Red Ryder BB gun before it even was left under his Christmas tree, okay? Instead of just handing his fucking essay about what they want for Christmas and just handing it over to his teacher, he has to fucking have an imaginal act right there before he even sits his ass back down to the seat, and he imagines his fucking teacher having an orgasm just reading what he wants for Christmas. Okay? I mean, he goes fucking overboard. And not only that, it's not just an imaginal act where she says, oh, you know what, that's a good idea. Maybe even my son should get one too. No, she's over here giving him an A+, and, you know, everybody's fucking cheering him on like if he just won the lottery or if he fucking was victorious in the World Series. Okay? That's the way we have to be, is even if it doesn't fucking make sense. Okay? A lot of times we believed that our boss was going to yell at us even though we were doing okay in our work performance, but because we had such low self-esteem, we told ourselves that, and next thing you know, what happens? All of a sudden, you start making mistakes out of nowhere because you told your body that your boss was going to fucking yell at you, okay? And then next thing you know, that little mistake that you did with your body because your body heard that your boss was going to yell at you, and therefore your body was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to be as quick and smooth with the things I do in the office, and or maybe I'm working at a restaurant and I'm not going to be as fast, and next thing you know, your body makes a mistake and actually your boss does fucking yell at you and criticize you and maybe even says it in front of everybody, right? And next thing you know, you believe now that you are unworthy of a good career, all because you told yourself that, and all because your body heard that, and all because the body made a mistake, and then boom, it's a cycle where you keep believing the negative, right? But you see, you did it without any fucking evidence, okay? That's the way that you have to be when you're manifesting SP, when you are entering the 5D. You enter the 5D, okay, by no matter how shitty the fucking circumstances are. You say, you know what, fuck you, okay? Actually, I mean, to be honest, one of the easiest examples that I like to use, I mean, any of you Marvel fans, okay, I know it's been shit lately, but one of the things that is very interesting is this whole thing of the multiverse, right? I mean, if you guys have been keeping up with the whole Avengers Doomsday thing, they have the Fantastic Four universe, and then they have fucking the regular Avengers universe, and then apparently they're going to intermingle all the Spider-Mans, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, and they all come from different universes. Tobey Maguire came from a universe, if you guys saw No Way Home, where he never even knew what the fuck Avengers were, okay? That's the way you should be. Just like when Tom Holland was explaining, oh, I'm an Avenger, man. And Tobey Maguire's like, what is that? What's an Avenger? Is that a band? That's the way you got to be, is even when your SP is not looking at you, even when your ex has you blocked on all platforms for 6 months straight, you tell yourself, oh, what is that? I don't know about you, but dude, she cannot shut the fuck up. She's constantly blowing my fucking phone up so much so that T-Mobile is pissed because her messages are fucking up the 5G data towers, okay? I mean, maybe in this multiverse, she's ignoring me, but shit, she cannot stop slobbering on my cock to the point where I'm starting to get a little bored of her, right? Shit, let me jump into this multiverse because shit, I need a break from her, man. That's the way you gotta be. Is like, oh really? I didn't even know. Okay, that's cool. Well, back at my home, dude, she's all over me. That's the way that you enter the 5D, where it is unhinged. It's just an unhinged awareness where you borderline sound like a fucking sociopath, except we didn't fucking think of ourselves as sociopaths when we were manifesting the negative for us. The most common example, like I say, is when we have low self-esteem, and the next thing you know, we see those results manifest into reality. So I kind of went on a little tangent on this one, guys, but it was something that kind of like a spur of the moment type of video. But let me know if you guys have any questions. 3D circumstances are a fucking pain in the ass, and I think that is the one thing that really fucks people up the most in this journey of manifesting SPs and riches and all that shit, okay? But if I had to leave you guys with one thing as a little assignment, as a little homework, if it's SP, if it's money, I know that if you're watching this video, you are still struggling. And what I want you to do next is the next time that you feel, oh, it's not working. Maybe I should give up. Am I doing this right? When you are reacting to the 3D like that, I want you to experience that pain, whether it's a sensation in your body or whether it's just an ongoing negative chatter. Experience it and then immediately replace it with the most fucking narcissistic, self-pedestalized affirmation that goes completely opposite of what you're seeing in the 3D. SP's not looking at you. She cannot stop fucking me so much that I think my fucking dick is gonna break. Okay? Your negative balance is so fucking low, you don't even know how you're gonna pay rent. No, actually, I have so much fucking money that I make Jeff Bezos look homeless. It has to get to the point where it doesn't just feel like a positive affirmation. It's so powerful when you do this right and when you do this consistently that you'll go from feeling like shit when you see the 3D circumstances to you might actually fucking have a fucking giggle or a smirk on your face after you say that. And when you are able to step back and realize, holy shit, because remember, you're not the actual body smirking. You're not the actual person who's recognizing this in the 3D. You are the observer of the person who's recognizing this. So when you see yourself laugh at the circumstances, when you just said that you have more money than Jeff Bezos and you make him look homeless, or that, no, actually my SP fucks me so much so that I think my dick's gonna break. If you're able to see yourself laugh, then just simply tell yourself, see, I have everything under control. Everything's in my favor. I am that I am. And when you're able to step back and realize that you just fucking said a big fuck you to the 3D circumstances, that is when you're going to notice true change, okay? Fuck, I talk too much, guys. I am Neil Lartos. This is all that the I'm Awareness had to say. And I know you're going to be okay.